On this week's episode of the Wilsons on Wilson, we hit the ground running. It was a madhouse around here, and we're excited to share it with you. Okay. Are you ready to see what my marketplace finds were this week? Check it out. I'm just saying, here we go. I'm loving the love seat.
I like this.
I was on Marketplace, I was looking for patio furniture, and this stuff came up. I went to go pick it up, and the peeps were so amazing. First of all, I got there and they were all excited. They loved the furniture for years. You know, they were all sentimental about it. And she was like, I'm so happy to see it going somewhere where it's gonna be loved. And I was like, well, if you wanna see it being loved, check out our YouTube channel.
Shameless plug, eh?
I was wearing my Wilsons on Wilson shirt and everything, and I was like, actually. It's very exciting.
And I loved the fact that you used the top of this.
Okay, here's my dilemma. If I put all of these dahlias back into the greenhouse, which I think I should because it's calling for more days of rain, then I have nowhere to put the dahlias that we're planting, that we're potting up tomorrow.
We had so many different ideas for this, and we were like, oh, we could put it over here, we could put it over there, we could do this. And then we were midway through it, and I was like, Wanda, what if we just take the tops of the trellises and make a temporary hoop house? I'm like, with zap straps on the gravel, I'm like, we can make this happen. So we brought it over here and it worked so well. And when it gets really cold and rainy, I just pull this plastic over and then I put bricks on it to hold it down. And then when it's nice and sunny, I open it back up and I can water, and it's friggin' perfect.
It's perfect,
Yeah. It's perfect. And these guys are looking so good. This is gonna be next week, so.
It just looks like knee-high by the 4th of July corn.
Knee-high by the 4th of July?
Oh, so that's something I brought with me from Indiana.
I like that.
That's how you know your corn's doing well.
Yes. So we have all of these veggies now that we've seeded. This is all gonna get planted next week. Nasturtiums, peas, mesclun mix, fava beans from the freezer.
They were inside that.
They were inside the freezer.
Yeah.
The weird, crazy fava bean excursion.
No way they were.
This is the fava bean. I can't even believe that. Like, how long have those, I mean, who knows if the seeds are still viable, but like, this is so many seeds. I wonder if they're gonna grow. This is.
So it did a thing.
Yes.
After we don't know how many years that it was in there for.
I have no idea how old these seeds are, but fava beans. Have you ever eaten a fava shoot?
No, can you?
Yes.
The whole dang thing?
Yeah. Brendan?
It tastes like a mixture of a pea and a green bean.
Can confirm.
Can confirm. Delicious. We seeded a ton of stuff, and I'm really excited to get it in the ground and get it going, because once I get to that stage, there is this brief moment, like when all of the things are planted, you know, there's this brief moment of like rest that comes. I mean, before the next wave hits you, it's like the ocean, you know, it's like a constant wave of, you know, all the things that we're gonna do. But within the rhythm, there is moments of calm before the next crash comes. So these were seeded on the 30th of May is when we did all of these trays. And it is, I want to say the 12th now, so a little less, almost 2 weeks, and these are popping like this.
And this is our third main planting, seeding of trays. So we did one in basically late winter, almost spring, one in early spring, and then this is spring. The next one will be late summer. So we probably won't seed many more trays in here for quite some time. So yeah, so we have all these veggies. This is gonna be next week's episode. Planting all these mofos.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah. You too. You love each other so much. Oh yeah, that's a completely different thing.
Yeah, different setup altogether.
And ours is completely rusted out.
Different setup altogether.
2 broken lawnmowers, a broken tractor, but the truck is fixed, so winning at something.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Excellent supervising. I like that it's somebody else arguing with Cody this time. How many boys does it take to fix a lawnmower? Oh man, we did it! Both mowers are mowing.
It took 3 guys an entire evening to get it done. And now we have 2 lawnmowers that work. So I'm really grateful for the time that they took to make that happen for us.
Good job, boys. Good job.
It seems like it wouldn't be that important, but I'm telling you, looking outside and seeing the lawn mowed and being able to walk without being knee-high in grass and prickles and everything else is just, it eases something in my mind. It just does. It just eases something in my mind.
So stuff is gonna get put in here this week. Like a lot of the veggies that are in the greenhouse right now are gonna get planted into here. And everything's doing really good. We've got our beets popping really nice. Freaking morning glory.
The beets be popping.
Yeah, the beets be popping. The celery's looking really good. Our storage onion and our green onions are doing really good. And this is our collard greens. They're looking really beautiful. And we only plant a couple of them each year because they give forever and ever. Amen. Like basically these leaves will eventually get massive, like the size of a dang turkey. So when these leaves are big, we take and we just shave off just this little bit here of the veining, and because it's kind of woody and hard. And then I steam it and I use it in place of a wrap, and it's so good.
So dense.
She thick.
She thick.
She thick.
She's loving it. She's loving life. Look at, aren't those the prettiest flowers?
Lupins. I love lupins. We burgled the seeds for these guys. We side of the road burgled.
You're like, stop the car!
I seen the seeds, I seen this hillside that was going to seed, and so I called Jolene and Aaliyah, and I was like, look, we need to roadside burgle some seeds. We all dressed in black.
For your burglary?
Yeah! And then we through the hillside and harvested seeds. It was public space. It wasn't actually burglaring. And it was so funny because cars were driving by and we were
Like a covert operation.
with our backpack of seeds. It was pretty funny. But yes, now they are glorious, and yeah, they're really good nitrogen fixers actually, and the bees love them, so I mean. We did a bunch of stuff in here too. I let this greenhouse go. I've kind of ignored it for quite some time now. It is an actual jungle. Here's the thing, okay? On today's episode of What the Heck is Going On Here, I'm overworked.
That's been on my list for weeks and weeks, cleaning out the greenhouse, but I just one of those things that I just walk past 100 times and think to myself, I should do that.
I knew it was here. I thought about it every ding dang day. Every day I was like, I should deal with that greenhouse.
But then I just am doing so many other things that I don't, you know?
But guess who didn't deal with the greenhouse? Me.
It's like, do you ever have a pile of something in your house that you're just like, oh my God, I need to sort that pile. I need to organize this thing. I need to do whatever. And you just walk by it over and over and over again until it drives you mad, and then you finally do it and you're like, oh.
Destruction and chaos.
It didn't actually take that long. I should have I spent more time dreading doing it than it took to actually do it.
But it'll get better.
But yeah, I finally got the greenhouse cleaned out, which is great. It's looking so beautiful out there. It's like the circle.
This one I tied down here, but it's already done all of that on its own.
The circle is looking so beautiful, and it just warms my heart, you know, every time me and Annabelle cuddle up in there and Jolene comes over and her and the little run around and play, it fills my well. It warms my heart so much that people are just drawn to the circle to just exist in happiness. Like, so good. We got so many dahlias planted around there. Oh my gosh. It's gonna just be a wall of color.
Okay, so when we moved here, you couldn't even see this creek or anything. And when we cleared it out, we found an old bridge and there was an old crappy gate. So we fixed them up. And Cody just put the final touches on it. Babe, that's absolutely beautiful.
The old bridge was basically just a rotted out, you know, hunk of debris.
And you can still see the remnants of the old bridge. So this is what's left. So
yeah,
I just think it's fun to keep it.
yeah, history,
Yeah.
right? The evolution of this place.
So Cody rebuilt it and put little handrails on it and little solar lights and stuff, and it's really quite sweet. And it's nice too because it's low enough that you can just sit on it and put your feet in the water and cool off when you want to. And the sound of it is just lovely, like the sound of the creek running underneath you.
I am the man of constant sorrow.
I've seen trouble all my days.
Yes.
It's another one of those things, you know, it's like the circle. There's something healing in the circle, and there's something deeply healing about water. And there's just water everywhere here. It's magic. Cody's been working really hard at problem solving this week as well, because not only did he have to fix the lawnmower again and got slug juice on his back, which he was not that happy about.
You smush it?
Turn around.
Is it on me? Can you take it off?
It's not on you, but there's definitely a slug trail, like literally like.
He got slug slimed. It was pretty funny. But he also has like been fixing tools for me and doing all these wonderful things in the workshop.
Well, what you doing?
Fixing broken tools.
When I was weeding before we did the bark mulch for the willows, I snapped the head off of my favorite tool. Like, I love the scuffle hoe.
Okay, so I call it a scuffle hoe. The sticker, it calls it an action hoe. Action. But my grandma calls it a scuffle hoe, so that's what I call it.
It saves my back so much. It basically just scritches the surface, and you can pull weeds up with it really easy and just like toss them off to the side. It works really great for so many things. I was trying to level the road out and I broke my favorite tool. But Cody was Cody and he immediately swooped in and fixed it for me. So that was really wonderful.
That's better. Now we can poke it.
Thank you.
Ta-da!
Back to work I go.
Okay, it is hot, but it is so beautiful out here. And we're doing a really good number on this willow line here. We planted all of those pink pussy willows and it spanned that whole line of the drive there, trying to dry it up, right? Because willows, as we know, they suck up a ton of water. And we've been having really a bad mucky mess out there. So their roots really search and drink up a ton of that. So we're planting willow all along that road so that hopefully it can stay dry like a road and not a mud pit. Having all of these willow in and having it all mulched, Cody and I, we tag teamed this. We mulched a whole bunch of it, and then I tapped out at a certain point and just started planting dahlias while he finished mulching it all for us. And it was just like...
It helps to define it.
Yeah, I think it helps to define it so that people don't drive over them. It also is going to help to lock in the moisture, and willows like to drink so much that I think it's going to be really beneficial in that way. I'm really excited. All the fun. But it is hot as all heck, so I feel like I'm about ready to call it quits for the day and go swimming.
Okay, I am potting stuff up for Jordan and Andy's wedding, and I am so excited. We get to utilize so many cool things from the yard, so many cool things that we've seed saved and, you know, done all of this wonderful stuff too. So it just feels like such a beautiful moment.
I'm so excited about their project and I'm so excited about their place. Jordan built an amazing off-grid home that is, I mean, it's technically a tiny home, but it is, oh my gosh, so grand and so beautiful. I think it's just going to be the most beautiful backdrop for the wedding that I could imagine. I think it's going to be really, really special.
Okay, so today is shopping day. I am going out and looking for all of the bits and bobs for Jordan and Andy's wedding that I don't have personally on the farm. So let's get to it.
So I found a bunch of beautiful herbs, which I'm excited about. And these lovely petunias in this soft pink, which I think is going to be wonderful for hanging off the boxes where the dahlias are planted. So the dahlias will grow up nice and tall, and then these guys will spill out the sides. It's going to be really good.
And it's going to be so different than most weddings and things that I get to create because, like I said, they have an off-grid home. They don't have city water or city power or anything like that. And the things that they wanted me to incorporate for their wedding were things that are going to be permanent features there for them.
Also, side note, I wore the same shirt as most of the employees wear. It's just like a green long sleeve. And I've been asked by 4 people plant questions. I've known the answers to all the plant questions, but every single one I've been like, hey, yeah, I don't work here, but I can help.
Okay, guys, I'm officially off to Jordan and Andy's. Let's go.
Toot sheepies. Toot toot fatties. Thank you.
A lot of the stuff that I planted is stuff that we grew here.
Okay, so these are the plants that I have seeded / grown / purchased. Like a lot of this stuff here I did from seed, and a lot of stuff that's back there I did from seed.
We built in herb beds, you know, filled with beautiful lavender and rosemary and thyme and all of this wonderful stuff. Jordan put up cattle panel trellises, which look so beautiful. And we planted food and flowers mixed together on them. So there's tomatoes and squash and sweet peas, and it's just gonna look so beautiful. Planted dahlias all along in this beautiful box that Jordan built, and then petunias and all sorts of stuff that are gonna spill out over the edge. So it's just so much fun to go over there and hang out.
It just warms my heart to be able to do this for Jordan and Andy. Makes me happy.
I can't believe how many are on it.
It's so
That's
gross.
staggering. That is staggering. Like, look, this is
What are they doing with their We've been having a heck of a time with the aphids around here. They've taken over the cherry tree, like crazy taken over the cherry tree.
I have never seen anything like this in my life. This tree, we tried to save it. It's a cherry tree. There was ropes tied around it up there, and it had choked it out. It had girdled the tree, so the tree was really, really suffering. We tried cutting it off to see if it would come back. And like I told you guys about the aphids in this yard. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Like, it's kind of boggling my mind how many aphids are on here.
Look. That's ladybug eggs. Ladybug eggs. All over the place, ladybug eggs. Okay, fun fact. Fun fact. If you see little tiny yellow egg sacs like this, leave them. Those are ladybug eggs. And they're really, really good. So you can see here, I don't even want to touch this, it makes me itchy. There's 1 million, there's 1 million aphids, but on this same leaf, there is all of these ladybug eggs. We have thousands of ladybugs that are going to erupt from there. These ladybugs right here are doing it. It's gonna be so good for us to have just ladybugs all over the ding dang place.
They're doing their job.
They're doing it, and it's just so, it's gonna be so wonderful. And then these are the babies that they made, and then they're gonna hatch, and they are gonna eat the heck out of all of these aphids. Look at this, ladybug eggs. Ooh,
These ones are boning too.
they're forking everywhere, man. Oh yeah.
Little guy's giving her.
Ladybugs knew. They were like, hey guys, this is a feast. Come hang out. We're having a party. It's time to get down. This tree has so much sex with the cherry tree, and you know, I'm pretty happy about that. When I look over here, there is ladybug babies on almost every single one of these leaves. They are everywhere. And they are making us more ladybugs as we speak all over the ding dang place. Look at this, all over. That's wonderful.
Excellent.
That brings me joy. I think it's pretty cool. And it's nice to know too how to identify certain bugs, because some bugs are bad. You know, if you've got cutworms, if you've got weevils, if you've got, like, there's these potato worms that I just, I hate. That's why I try and move my potatoes each year and rotate them so that they're not in the same place twice. Because those potato worms, oh, they're gross. But some bugs are really beneficial. And if you can identify the eggs of the good bugs, then you know which leaves to leave. Or when you're digging stuff up, you know which ones to cut. I mean, you know, hugs for bugs. But also, some of those guys, no thank you.
Hello, Annabelle. It's finally time to plant those pots that we started in the winter time. There's echinacea, lemon balm, valerian, echinacea, all sorts of stuff. And we started it in the winter time, and then we left them outside to get snowed on and cold stratify. Then after spending, I don't know, maybe a month or so in the snow, I brought them into the greenhouse so that they could pop. And they've done really beautifully. So now I get to plant them into our beautiful circle.
You know, a lot of what I do here is sort of following my intuition, but a ton of it takes a crazy amount of planning. Like, I start planning as soon as fall is coming to a close and we're coming into winter and I've kind of tucked my things away. I mean, really all year I'm planning. I've got like 7 years worth of plans in my head and partially on paper already for this place, you know. It's basically a lifelong plan that we are creating for this space, for the families, you know, for the generations to come. And it takes a lot of planning, and not only just planning year by year, but month by month, week by week. It's something that I really love to do, and it's, you know, it's a really big part of having a successful homestead, having a successful farm, is being able to sort of map those things out in your mind. And most of it is just trial and error. Most of it is just, I mean, I do have some really good books for sure, and I love to learn from other people online and other farmers that are local, but so much of it is just trial and error. It's just trying something out. It works, it doesn't. What works one season might not work the next. So it's really just being open to the evolution of things and open to trying and not being too crushed by the things that haven't worked, you know, seeing those things as lessons rather than lesser. Like, they don't make you a lesser farmer, they don't make you a lesser person just because it didn't work. It's a lesson. So, at least that's how I like to look at it whenever I can. My ex is falling asleep.